Happy Thursday afternoon and welcome into the Locker Room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. I am your host of the Locker Room, Namath Pitts, and we are rolling on this week as we get closer to a big weekend. We're going to tell you why it's a big weekend. We are going to continue broadcasting one of the top tournaments in the state of Alabama this Saturday. It is a legendary tournament. We're going to tell you more about that in just a little bit, but we also got all the action. But before we get started, I want to remind you guys, if you have not already, I tell you every day, like if you haven't gotten the message by now, I really don't know what else to say. No, all foolishness aside, make sure to like and follow our East Alabama Now page so you don't miss the Locker Room. We're here every weekday, Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Also, do not forget to check out EAN News. I'll tell you all the local sports. We've got you up to date on more wrestling and basketball. And with that, of course, I'll bring you your local sports. Mike Stedham and Katie Owers have you with your local news. Tonight's the Oxford Christmas Parade. Yes, you come in tomorrow, you can catch a little Oxford Christmas Parade action on the news. And then, of course, John Holder, he doesn't just do football. You know, he knows a thing or two about weather as well. And so he brings you all of the forecast every day. And then also you can check out breakfast forecast right here on East Alabama Now's page every morning as well. So there's a lot of great things going on in East Alabama, and those are how you can find us those ways right there on East Alabama Now and EAN News page. But I want to remind you guys, it's been probably a month or a little over a month now when we talked about the AHSAA regional cheer competitions, and those are ramping back up. The state competition, that is this upcoming Monday and Tuesday. And so I just wanted to fresh you all up to date on what the AHSAA State Cheer Competition consists of and everything that's going to take place in Birmingham, where the competition is going to be at. So the state competition is going to be in Birmingham. And there's a lot of teams right here from East Alabama, Calhoun County that are going to be there. And they are looking for a slam dunk. That's what they're looking to do at the state cheer competition. They're looking for a bunch of perfect scores as they look to hoist a blue trophy in cheerleading. The state finals are scheduled to begin at 9 a.m. on Monday and Tuesday at the Birmingham Crossplex in Birmingham. There will be a traditional routine, which is it's a format that is a maximum time of 2 minutes and 30 seconds, with 1 minute and 45 seconds allowed to perform to music. The game day format, which is most of what our local teams are in, for the finals will be a combination of band chant, a situational sideline led by a cue from the announcer, which moves into the crowd, leading section, and ends with their fight song. And so teams are permitted but not required to use camp material to demonstrate the game day environment at their school, of course, in their performance. With all elements combined, the game day routine cannot exceed a 3-minute time limit. All teams will begin their format competition with a band chant followed by an offensive or defensive cue led by the announcer, in which the teams will answer definitely with their offensive or defensive sideline, and this will lead into their choice of crowd leading section, but all teams must end with their fight song. Now, their fight song should present their traditional school's fight song that school has always done, but if they don't have one, teams can incorporate up to 3 consecutive 8 counts of crowd effective stunts, tumblings, and or jumps, and include spirit-raising props to enhance the overall effect. Again, for teams that do not have an official fight song, it is recommended that they use a second selection of band chant music. And there was a website that those teams got to choose from when it came to that. Less about all the information, more about the teams competing, because that's what you really care about. So let's look at the action for Monday. Most of our action's on Monday. Matter of fact, Tuesday's only one team in East Alabama, and it's a junior high squad. So Monday is all the varsity action for East Alabama teams. And it starts with varsity's game day. Again, game day is separate from just a varsity. They're two different things. But varsity game day features the Donahoe Falcons in Class 1A, and they will perform at 8 a.m. Donahoe is one of the first teams. They actually, matter of fact, are the first team to open the state competition up. And they're going to perform at 8 a.m. on Monday. Again, that is varsity game day 1A, which is Donahoe. Then also in game day, but in Class 2A, the Pleasant Valley Raiders. The Pleasant Valley Raiders at 9:30 a.m. will perform in the varsity game day for Class 2A. Then we come back to varsity, not game day, but just varsity at 1:48 p.m. And it's, guess who? The Donahoe Falcons again. So Donahoe made it twice. They made it in the game day, and then they also make it in just the varsity format. So Donahoe's going to compete again at 1:48 p.m. and that's going to be in the non-game day format, just the traditional varsity format. Then the rest of the action for the day is all game day formats, and it starts at 3:30 p.m. with White Plains in Class 4A. White Plains will compete at 3:30 p.m. in game day 4A. Then Piedmont will compete at 4:19 p.m. in game day 3A, and then 3A features a lot of East Alabama teams. Piedmont's at 4:19 p.m. Then the Indians of Ohatchee will be next at 4:28 p.m. And then we got a nice little break there, but then it's Walter Welborn, Coach Lehman's squad will take the floor at 6:33 p.m. as they perform in game day as well for Class 3A. Then we have two Class 4A teams that made it to the state cheer competition for the game day format, and it's Cleburne County. The Tigers, they're going to have to yawn a little bit because they don't take the floor till 8:21 p.m. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I'm almost in the bed at that time at night. And so that's when Cleburne County takes the floor, is at 8:21 a.m. And then Jacksonville, they take it even later. They don't hit the floor till 8:44 p.m. So those are both game day formats, Cleburne County and Jacksonville at 4A at 8:21 p.m. and 8:44 p.m. And then imagine being a team that competed earlier in the day and you have to sit around and wait. Sit around and wait. Sit around and wait. Because the awards aren't until 9:10 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. That's how late these teams that compete have to stick around and wait before they actually figure out the results for Class 3A and for 4A. Now for 1A, it's earlier in the day. Obviously, there's that lunch break. That's when they do 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A is at 9, 10, and 9:30. Now on Tuesday, it's only one team in East Alabama that's taking the floor, and it's actually a junior high squad, and it's the Jacksonville Golden Eagles. So the Jacksonville Golden Eagles junior high game day small is taking the floor at 11:01 a.m. And so they are going to take the floor at 11:01 a.m. and they'll compete in the junior high division. There'll be an awards during lunchtime, and then all the 6A and 7A school competitions, which doesn't feature any from around here, will go to hit the floor, and they will have their awards at 9:45 p.m. So that's the full slate for the cheer competition, which is again Monday and Tuesday at the Birmingham Crossplex in Birmingham. And hopefully come Monday evening, or rather I should say Tuesday, come next Tuesday, we'll have all the action for you, give you the full results on everything that took place. And hey, we wish our best of luck to all of our East Alabama cheer competition teams that are going to hit the floor looking to bring back a state championship trophy. All right, the Super 7's taking place right now as we speak. It is Coosa Christian wrapping up. Thompson won last night the Class 7A championship. And so a whole lot of great things are happening. We're here in Tuscaloosa. We're in the studio right now, but in Tuscaloosa. But other than that, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we are going to talk esports playoffs. Piedmont Bulldogs wasn't very friendly first round of the playoffs for them. We're also going to give you our East Alabama Now basketball rankings. We did wrestling today, or yesterday, basketball today. Don't go away. I'm Namath Pitts. You're watching The Locker Room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
Welcome to Room by Room Home Furnishings, a locally owned and operated furniture store located in Oxford, Alabama. We've been serving Northeast Alabama and the surrounding area since 2007. We offer stylish and affordable new arrivals and all the top trends to help you get a cozy and homey atmosphere with hand-picked home furnishings and decor to fit anybody's style and budget with knowledge, personality, and good vibes. Let Room by Room in Oxford, Alabama help you score amazing deals and turn your house into a home.
Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you the locker room each and every day. Ted's Floors and Beyond has all your flooring needs, whether it's hardwood, laminate, carpet, tile, luxury vinyl. They have it for you right there at Ted's. You can go by their showroom there in Anniston and you can pick out what you like, want, and need, and they can do that there at Ted's. Also, they've got their partnership with Welborn Cabinet and will offer you a complete kitchen or bath makeover. That includes cabinets, countertops, flooring, backsplashes, tile showers. They can get it done there at Ted's Floors and Beyond, and now they offer you work on your outdoor space. Whether it's an outdoor kitchen, patio, or living space, they have specially made outdoor tiles and stones that can enhance your outdoor experience. Go by and see them today at their showroom in Anniston on Highway 431, right before you get to Sachs Elementary School, or visit them online at shopteds.com. That is shopteds.com. Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you the locker room. We continue on in the locker room. I'm Namath Pitts, the host, and we told you before the break we were going to talk esports. The Piedmont Bulldogs esports team played in the Madden playoffs this past Thursday or Friday. I believe it was Friday, and they played at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. But unfortunately, the fall season playoffs were not very friendly to the Piedmont Bulldogs. The AHSAA Madden Esports playoffs began along with all the other games for the fall. Madden was the only sport featuring East Alabama teams, and it featured two Piedmont Esports players, Fisher Adams and Noah Farmer. That was the two players that came in. One was a 13 seed, one was a 7. All games in terms of the playoffs for Madden are best 2 out of 3. So you have to beat a guy twice. Well, Noah Farmer and Fisher Adams got ready to compete in the state playoffs, looking to advance to the second round. And there's been a thorn in Piedmont's side when it comes to esports, and that school is Bob Jones. It was Chris Thompson who made the state finals was it 2 years ago? Man, it's been 2 years. It's just 2 years ago. Chris Thompson was the first Piedmont esports player ever to compete for a state championship. Chris Thompson made it to Birmingham, where he made the state championship. He played in the arena in Birmingham while his teammates and family cheered him on, and he fell in 2 games to Bob Jones at the time. So Bob Jones has been the standard when it comes to esports, especially in Madden. Well, his best 2 out of 3, Fisher Adams got to face Bob Jones. It was Nowicki of Bob Jones, and Fisher Adams fell in 2 games. Nowicki won both games and eliminated Fisher Adams from the fall Madden Esports playoffs. Then Noah Farmer got to give his best shot at Burton from Russell County, but it only took 2 games for Burton as well, just like Nowicki, as he eliminated Noah Farmer from the fall esports playoffs in Madden. And that is it for the fall season in East Alabama. Competition will ramp back up in the spring. Again, they have a fall competition and a spring competition. But Coach McMath and the Piedmont Bulldogs esports team, still a great showing in the fall, getting 2 guys in the playoffs. Certainly not something that needs to be overlooked. Not an easy task. Congratulations to Noah Farmer and Fisher Adams on making the playoffs, and best of luck in the spring as they look to repeat and make it further than they did in the fall. We gave you our East Alabama Now wrestling rankings yesterday for each classification, and so I figured, why not do an East Alabama Now basketball ranking? So here's our first ever East Alabama Now basketball rankings, and we're going to start in Class 1A. Starting in Class 1A, coming in at number 5 was, and again, the way these rankings work is based off where did they finish last year, what do they have returning, strength of schedule, and record. So you may see a team that's 5-2 above a 3-0 with strength of record. McIntosh's losses are not bad losses. Skyline's loss is a really good loss. So right there at number 5 is Floala, who is 5-2. Right there, you kind of get the name Florida, Alabama. They're right there in between Florida and Alabama, like all right there. And Floala comes in at number 5 as they are 5-2 on the season in Class 1A. Number 4 is McKenzie. McKenzie is 3-0 on the season. They come in at number 4 in our East Alabama Now Class 1A basketball ranking. Skyline is number 3. They are 5-1 on the season. Number 2 is McIntosh. No, I'm not talking about McIntosh Road in Oxford. I'm talking about the high school McIntosh, and they are 5-2 on the season in number 2. And then number 1 is Addison. Not really surprised here. Addison's a really good Class 1A basketball team. This is boys. We don't have girls rankings. It's just boys today. Hopefully we'll release a girls basketball ranking soon, along with our girls wrestling rankings as well. I will try to get those to you guys as soon as I can. I apologize. I've been slammed with some personal things at home that I'm having to deal with right now. But Addison is number 1 at 3-0. Let's move to Class 2A. And looking at Class 2A, number 5 in Class 2A is Collinsville. The Panthers are 3-1 on the season, and they're in at number 5. Number 4 is Zion Chapel. They are 6-2 on the season. Tuscaloosa Academy, of course, they made that move from AHSAA to the AHSAA just last year. They are number 3 at 3-0. Abbeville is 3-1 at number 2, and the number 1 team in Class 2A right now in East Alabama's rankings is Red Bay from right over, like almost in Mississippi. You have to go all the way over, like far. We played them in the playoffs one year. It was a 5-hour drive. I mean, they're like almost in Mississippi on the north side. Red Bay's number 1 in 2A. Class 3A, no surprise here. There may be a little bit of a shuffle, comparing to Max Preps, but number 5 is Hillcrest Evergreen, who's 5-3. Cottage Hill Christian out of Mobile is 7-2. Sumter Central is Max Preps is number 1. I got them at number 3 at 6-2. I got defending state champion, or they played in the state championship, Montgomery Academy at 7-1. And still, the name Plainview Bears, they're still the standard when it comes to basketball in the lower classification in the state of Alabama. I got the Bears at number 1. Their competition is ridiculous that they played this season. They've already played in Calhoun County. They've already played Oxford, Faith Christian, and I said Jacksonville, Anniston. So they've played an unbelievable strength of schedule. Plainview is number 1. Class 4A is a lot of East Alabama teams, and I really think generally 4 of these 5 teams are the top 4 or 5 teams in the state of Alabama right now. Number 5 is Anniston. They're 4-2. Their only 2 losses on the season are to Fort Payne, who's in Class 6A. I know Jacksonville's the defending state champion, but again, Broom's gone. Cade Phillips is gone. We're still figuring out their identity. They're off to a good start. Their only loss was to Springville before they got their football players. But I feel like right now the reason I put White Plains 3 and Jacksonville 4 is Chris Randall's team looks unbelievable. They look maybe as good of a squad as he's had. They're surging hot. They've had the virus hit them recently, been missing some starters. Guess what? They're still winning. They're 10-1 on the season. Jacksonville 6-1, only losses to Springville. I got Jacksonville 4. Chris Randall's White Plains Wildcats at number 3. Etowah, obviously the team that eliminated White Plains a year ago. They're at number 2 at 7-1. And then Hale County is still 5-0 undefeated. They're number 1 in Class 4A. Class 5A, Arabs number 5 at 7-1. Valley is number 4, the defending state champions at 4-1. They're at number 4. Fairfield is 5-1 at number 3. Madison Academy 9-1 without football players. They're 9-1. They're number 2. And then Jasper is my number 1 team. The Vikings are 5-1. Class 6A, Pinson Valley is number 5. They're 8-1 on the season. Fort Payne is undefeated under Coach Coker. They're 7-0 right there at number 4. Mountain Brook is 8-2 at number 3. Northridge is 10-1, and then Paul W. Bryant out of Cottondale is 8-1. They're number 1. And then finally in Class 7A, we don't have any 7A teams around here, but Mary G. Montgomery's 5. They're 8-0. Austin is 9-3 out of Decatur. They're number 4. Albertville is 9-1 at number 3. Hoover is undefeated. And then Huntsville, who's not looking for a new football coach. Either way, they're 10-1 in basketball, and they're the number 1 team in Class 7A, according to East Alabama now. That's it for our basketball rankings. When we come back, we're going to talk wrestling. There is a big tournament this weekend at Weaver. It is an historical name that it's in memory of. We'll tell you more when we come back. You're watching The Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today. For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
Welcome back into the locker room as we get ready to kind of land this plane. We're going to talk wrestling. We have had a great showing so far when we came out and decided to broadcast wrestling live. We did a quad at Welborn last week on Thursday. We did the Welborn tournament on Saturday. It was an incredible turnout. Great people there. Great support from just everyone around. And it was just awesome. So we're going to continue on with our broadcasting of wrestling this Saturday from Weaver High School, where it is the Mean Gene Taylor Memorial Tournament. Gene Taylor is one of the greatest coaches to come through the state of Alabama. He's one of the greatest coaches to come. Maybe they say he is the greatest coach to ever come through the Weaver Wrestling program. Although I must say, I think Andy Fulmer is about to maybe surpass him. Who said that? Wasn't me. Anyway, no, I think Andy Fulmer's name is etching right there in the history books. But right now, Gene Taylor is the man at Weaver, and they've even got a tournament named after him. He did some phenomenal things at Weaver, winning a ton of state championships. Andy Fulmer's already got 2 to his name, a runner-up. So I got to tell you, Weaver has been the standard in wrestling for a long time, along with other teams. We've seen Welborn's history there, Piedmont's history there in East Alabama. And this tournament is going to be another solid tournament, especially 1A through 4A teams. And here's the good news. If you're across the state of Alabama and you can't make it, maybe you got a kid, you're sick, you're stuck at home. Maybe you're just somebody in Mobile that likes to see what the competition looks like up here for when you get to state. All you got to do is go to our East Alabama Now page. We'll broadcast the tournament Saturday again, not Friday. It's a 2-day tournament starting tomorrow. We're not doing tomorrow night. We're only doing Saturday morning, or Saturday, I should say. But we'll be there starting at 9 a.m. on Saturday. We're going to broadcast up to the point to where we start on Saturday into the finals. And, man, we're just looking forward to what's going to be another great tournament and another great, hopefully, outcome for a lot of teams. This tournament features 18 teams across the state of Alabama. Includes Alabama School for the Blind, Alexandria, Asheville, Cleburne County, Corner, Deschler, Lincoln, Ohatchee, Piedmont, Prattville Christian Academy, Ramburn, St. James, who, by the way, played for a Class 3A, actually lost to Mobile Christian, so they're wrestling full-time. St. John Paul II, Susan Moore, Walter Welborn, Weaver, West End, and White Plains. For Alabama School for the Blind, obviously, they're 144. Damian Winfrey is a guy you have to keep an eye on for ASB. He's probably their best wrestler. Ricky Weaver at 126 is not bad at all, and Christopher Weaver at 190. For Alexandria, Preston Jones is obviously the guy at 132. Keep an eye on Jonathan Santos, who's 15-1 on the season. Jaden Whitaker's 14-3. And Corey Owens, Caden Deline. Alexandria's got a couple guys that can make some noise this weekend as well. Asheville, they've got a couple guys, but I look at Nick Williamson at 157-pound weight class. He's obviously the best guy. And Brady Thrash at 190 as well, who's 12-4. Those are 2 guys that really are going to make a push for a championship Saturday. For Cleburne County, Jacob Biggers at 106 is a guy to keep an eye on. Austin Mayfield at 157. I was really hoping he was 150. I wanted to see him wrestle Jack Von Eschenbach. And he was 150 last weekend, 157 this weekend. And then Colton Mayfield at 165. And here's a sneaky one to keep an eye on. Keep an eye on 144's Noah Morgan. He's a guy that you maybe aren't going to talk about as much, that you need to keep an eye on. For corner, Roman Coker at 113 is obviously good. Bryson Robbins at 132. Bryson Millwood at 144. And then Jacob Blanchard at 175. And Jordan McKinney at heavyweight. Those are the guys for corner. For Deschler, Jalen Gunn at 113, and then Ross Mills at 190. Just kind of going through these teams that are there and guys that are you really need to keep an eye on. They're going to be serious threats. For Lincoln, it starts, we kind of talked about him yesterday, but you've really got to keep an eye on Rhett Walters. I don't know where I was going with that. I just kind of froze for a second. I apologize. But Rhett Walters at 190 is someone that you need to keep an eye on this weekend as Lincoln makes the trip to Weaver. AHSAA's been dealing with some ringworm and different things. Hopefully they're getting cleaned up and getting back healthy. But certainly 132's Jackson Tulasega is their best wrestler. Gus Hunter is not bad either at 190 for AHSAA. For Piedmont, Miles Bailey's undefeated 23-0 at 106. Isaac Bailey at 132. Michael Pope at 145. Caleb Tidwell at 165. And Dalton Chandler's 3-0 at 285. So that's Piedmont. For Prattville Christian, now hold on. I got to get this name right. I got a text message last night, all right? And I told them, hey, I will get this name right when I say his name again. So I'm going to make sure I get this right, all right? We're talking Prattville Christian, out of Prattville, obviously, Prattville Christian. It is Brady Pugh, not Pugh, not Pugh, Brady Pugh. So keep an eye on Brody Pugh and Bryson Pugh for Prattville Christian. I got it, Pugh. I got it right. Not Pugh. And Aiden Cockrell at 285. All right, let's keep moving forward. Let's talk Ranburne. Ranburne's got a couple guys. Zach Buchanan is a guy that won last week at 175. Braden Driver at 144. He hasn't wrestled yet this year. Keep an eye on Braden Driver at 144 this weekend. And those are the two guys that I think you need to keep an eye on for Ranburne. For St. James, they're not wrestling everybody. I looked at the roster. I see some guys that are missing. But Noah Raines at 113 is the guy that stands out for me. But they don't have Corley wrestling. They don't have Holt wrestling. A lot of missing starters this weekend. Maybe it's because of the late start due to football. I don't know. But St. James, maybe they're not conditioned yet. I'm not sure what it is, what Coach Corley's, I'm sure there's reasons. But so right now, just looking at them and who's going to be there, Noah Raines is the guy that I see. St. John Paul, also missing some guys. I don't see Santee wrestling, but they do have Xavier Escorpizo, probably said that wrong, at 120. Obviously, Julian Lowe at 138. Jack Von Eschenbach at 150. Susan Moore, I'd probably say August Wood at 113. Landon Thompson at 106. Welburn, Andrew Salter at 144. I mean, he ain't 144. He's 285. Noah Screws at 144 and Jerry Lopez at 113 are the guys that stick out to me right now based off how they've wrestled to this point. And then for Weaver, guys, keep an eye on Kel Fulmer. He's that wild card this weekend. He's only wrestled 2 matches. Coach Fulmer's son at 106, but keep an eye on him. Hayden Heiss, Dalton Fink, Deshaun Kirby Barnes, Caden Thornton, Hunter Heiss, Brandon Joliffe. There's a lot of Weaver guys. And then West End, Hunter Abercrombie at 175. And then lastly, the last team is White Plains. We know for White Plains it's Mason Hom at 120, Tanner Gerald at 126. And so that's the Gene Taylor Memorial Classic. You can watch it right here on East Alabama Now's page starting at 9 a.m. That's going to do it for me. I hope you have a great Thursday evening and stay warm. It's chilly out there. And I'm going to go eat some chili, enjoy some Super 7 football. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Thank you for watching The Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.